So episode 5. Lots of good stuff in this one, and it was, well, at least for me, it was kind of separated into two little, well, not little, but two major themes, I guess, or justice or revenge and ambition. But okay, before I get to that, big death, Renly, obviously, at the very beginning there. It was so well done too, with the weird, freaky specter thing. So much better than the way that I had imagined it when I read it in the book. And Brienne, I just love her. I really do. I love the person they picked to play her, and she was so great. And you can really see how much love she had for Renly. Maybe a little too much, but anyway, that's all right. It was cool. I loved it. What else was cool? Oh, and this is another thing that didn't really happen in the books as far as I recall, but the whole Arya Tywin little exchange when he's there with all of his men and they're talking about Robb Stark, obviously, and anyway, it gets to the point where Arya gives that great line when she says anyone can be killed in the exchange between the two of them. So great! Especially Lannister and Stark facing each other, but he doesn't know that. So good. Another thing, so we get to meet Corn Halfhand as well, who's going to be pretty important later on. And the other thing that I really liked, the vows between Brienne and Cat. I just loved it. It was so good. And the fact that Cat gives her vows to Brienne as well. So well done. It was so great. You only see that in like Arthurian tales or between men. It's so nice to see it between women too. It's just so good. Anyway, so my two themes that I was talking about, justice or revenge and ambition. It was so well done. Who first? Cat and Brienne, I guess. We'll go there first, because you see it with them. Just after Renly is killed, Brienne is distraught. And Cat is able to ground Brienne by telling her that you can't avenge Renly if you're dead. Right, so, incentive. So there's one, and then, right after, equally so, Littlefinger does the exact same thing with Loras Tyrell, and tells him, you might note that I'm standing here talking to you, not to Stannis. It says basically the same thing to him. You can't have revenge if you're dead. So it kind of sets them away. But what was cool about that scene as well is we get to see Marjorie's ambitions, which is not in the book, actually, at all, anywhere. And I really like that. We get to really see more of the family and their ambitions for greatness, which is the other theme that I was talking about before. Anyway, so yeah, Marjorie wants to be the queen. Revenge. Oh, duh. Obviously, Arya whispers her first name to a man, to Jaqen Bahar. Yeah. And the tickler takes a tumble. Quite dramatic too. So good. And she gets her first kill. Love Arya. Love her. So, the other theme, ambition, is the other side. I already talked about Marjorie and Littlefinger, so yeah, that was that. I guess we see it too with Stannis in that conversation he has with Davos, and I loved it because of that one line, actually, Davos gives to Stannis, talking about ambition, because not only are we addressing the ambition that Stannis has with regards to the Iron Throne, obviously, but so much so that he has killed his own brother, and we'll not talk about how that was done with Davos, but also we get to have that, the idea, I guess, brought forward that it's not only Stannis' ambition, but it's also Melisandre's ambition, and it is, hers is in, I get, not tied with him, I guess, right? And Davos is trying to warn him. So I love that we bring that into the foreground. They bring that into the foreground. I have nothing to do with it. They bring that into the foreground in the show, and it was done so well, and it's done through Davos, which is so perfect because he's the steadfast one, right? He is, even though he was a smuggler, he's so loyal and by the book sort of thing, that he gives these truths to Stannis, which he respects him for, and then obviously it kind of doesn't work out for him. He's put in charge of the fleet that's going to attack King's Landing, and yeah, that's gonna be so. Oh God, I can't wait for that episode. I can't. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Speaking of ambitions, Theon, kind of gets his ass handed to him again, and this time by his underlings. And yeah, his first mate sort of helps him to get his bright little idea of doing more than he should, and sets his sights on a bigger prize. And that little ambition is reflected a little cryptically, but reflected with Bran when we see him a little bit for that. Was 2 scenes, I think, we see Bran. Yeah. So we'll see how that fares for dear old Theon. Such a stupid little prick. Anyway, Tyrion's ambitions, those are interesting, and I really like them, especially because they're kind of presented in a fun way. I guess he's the one that always makes me laugh. Anyhow, so yeah, so we see the preacher in the square talking about the crazy monkey, meaning him, or something like that, pulling the strings of the king. But as far as his ambitions go, his are not just one or the other, and there comes a point where you think that he's got to be a little bit excited about it too, because he's not only concerned about the welfare of the people of King's Landing, but mostly of the welfare of his own people by sending his niece Marcella to Dorne to keep her safe. But not only that, he's now taken over the whole wildfire thing from his sister to see if he can win this battle. I mean, you got to think, I know I do, you gotta think that with all his daddy issues, he'd love to be able to win this battle to impress dear old dad. Is it gonna happen? Don't know. Well, I do know. But we'll have to see. So yeah, Tyrion. Awesome again. More ambition. Oh, well, Zaro and Daenerys. He's got plenty of ambition, that boy. Wanting to finance her claim to the throne. And then that gets tempered by Jorah Marmont, as she finally finds out that he's in love with her. Duh. But anyway, I won't talk too much about that because, yeah, there's still much to come. Anyway, and then, well, I guess we'll talk about the boys in black. Yeah, and the bear's ambition to kill Mance, who's a king beyond the wall, I believe is the title, who used to be a man of the Night's Watch. But then we now get to Jon's ambitions, and this is one that we've seen from the very beginning. Since he joined the Men of the Night's Watch, we know that he wanted to be a ranger, just like his uncle, Benjen. And now, with the help of the Half-Hand, he's going to have his opportunity. Can't wait to see what comes next. I know there are so many things that are going to be so great, and I just can't wait to see how they're going to put them all together. A lot of things have been moved forward, I guess, with the characters and their stories, which is fine by me. I am actually enjoying it very much. So I can't wait to see all that. Anyway, I actually kept this one short. Oh my god. And so I can't wait for tomorrow's episode. Yeah. I'm gonna end it there. So I'm gonna go and have a glass of port. Yeah. Sounds good. Alright. I'll see you later. Bye.